Hey guys, welcome to Chat Out Loud. It's your host Lumina Fumo. I haven't officially launched Chat Out Loud, but it will be launched very soon. But today I really wanted to post a video and I said, listen, I want to make a video and I'm gonna post it today, not tomorrow. And I don't like videos where I have to edit and edit and edit and edit. So this is just gonna be a video like going through and through and through and through. Maybe I'll find some parts that I have to edit out, but for the most part, this video is gonna be posted today. And today is the 29th of December. Okay, we're nearing the end of the year. And this video is going to cover conversations like the things I've been through this year, how I've handled them, my relationship with Christ. We're going to talk about a little bit about dating. We're going to talk about like give some advices. And I'm looking forward to this conversation. As you guys already know, I'm expecting you guys to like, share, follow, subscribe, wherever you see this video. Just do the most. Hi. I am very comfortable. I tried to donate blood yesterday. That's why I'm wearing this. This is actually very comfy. I got this from American Cross. But they said, wow, yay, hemoglobin is so low. And I was like, listen, don't ever say I didn't try helping. Okay? Again. And do you guys know your like blood type? Oh my goodness. I'm really curious to find out because like for the most part, it's not something that's really spoken about everywhere. So I've been curious. That's one of the reasons I also wanted to use, but I didn't get to. But anyways, let's just get into this video. So this year was a lot. A lot of you guys have been watching this video like, oh my goodness, you just came on video camera like this. Yes, I did, because so I'm feeling at this moment. Like I feel very confident in myself. I am happy right now. I'm content, and I was like, I don't care how I look. Like for the most part, we all look like this at home, and I'm at home and I'm comfortable, so whatever. This year was a lot, guys. I went through a lot. I went through the tornado. I had an anxiety attack, and my relationship with God, it didn't like decline or anything. It just stood still for a long time, and still. Another thing was, finally got someone I was like chatting to or whatever. It didn't die down, but I was just like okay with it. Like if it dies down, doesn't die down, like it's whatever. We're gonna like talk about that. So let's start off with the tornado. What a wow. But before I even get there, I have to celebrate the fact that I actually did something I never thought I was going to do. I'm actually in school right now by the grace of God. When I tell you God has showed up and showed up for me, it's an understatement. Trust and believe me. Like God has showed up and showed up for me. So he's basically showing off right now. And I thank him for that, honestly. I never knew I was ever going to go to school. I'm in school. I'm in school having another degree or whatever, only because I really thought that it's something I couldn't afford. Especially when I left high school, there was all this excitement of, oh, where are we going, where are we going, where are we going? And it's like realizing that my reality is not the same as everybody's reality. Like people actually have parents that earn a lot of money. And other parents have like, because they were well, like, educated, not educated, but knowledge about like finances and stuff like that. Their parents got to save until they, eventually, their kids eventually went to like universities and stuff like that. And on my side, that's something like we hadn't prepared for. So after I left high school, I realized, especially when I started finding out how much we pay for school, I was in disbelief. And I mean, I did try. I went through Oxbridge Academy, which is in Cape Town. So it's like an online school. I tried doing that just to feel like, I am still running after my education. But then it also got challenging because COVID came and it was just a whole lot of ladder, and I didn't manage to finish that course or certificate or whatever it is. But I was glad that it's something I did and I managed to pay for myself. I think the prices did increase because I was looking back at it like for somebody else. I say, y'all trying to charge an arm and a leg, like, bruh. But I got to grace this year. I'm in school. I think I fell in love with something I fell in love with years ago, and I'm yet to find out the actual reality of it. But meanwhile, it's baby steps, and I'm enjoying every single step. The challenges, like how my brain works, like um I always say like I get shocked that I'm actually really smart. It's like I'm smart. Like how am I still in the top of class? That's something that always amazes me. I applaud for myself. I'm so proud of myself. I maintained a 4 point GPO until now, until I had chemistry, but I'm still proud of like the GPA. I mean, I have. So yeah, we had to celebrate that. So January I started school. I'm starting again this next semester, and I'm really excited. And a couple of my friends also going to school too. We're all gonna be in school, and we all getting the degree. We all getting the degree. We all like doing the most, So I'm really proud of us. Despite all the challenges we're facing, like we are tackling this beast and also trying to like accomplish ourselves. Like we none of us knew would ever be here, and because God has provided us with that opportunity, we are holding it with both hands. So I'm really proud of every one of us, all my friends in school. Some of them are mothers, wives, and you guys are still going at it. I am so proud of you guys. If I haven't told you, well, I'm telling you right now. And yeah, so school number one. Number two, I think it was like before the second break I had, I was actually in the tornado. Guys, I'm so shocked. Like I was actually in the tornado. It didn't feel so like surreal to say, yo, Betuna. Hey guys. I I think I just left like the science center and I drove home, I got home and then someone called me, he's like, hey, do you wanna like come up here, 1, 2, 3, 4? And someone called me to tell me like, hey, by the way, there's a storm coming if you're planning on going out. And I was like, nah, it's cool. I get to Forest Park, the road at Forest Park. I think it's called. It's not for. It's not called Forest Park. It's not. But where the tornado ran, like that road, when you like running or walking from Washington University to Forest Park, that road where the whole disaster happened. I was literally driving there. I started like hearing like things like ka ka ka, like things hitting the car, and I was like, "What?" And I it felt so crazy because I was like dodging it inside the car, and then I just see like a whole branch go, and I'm like, what is happening? And I start screaming, and that's when I realized like the car in front of me. I literally followed the car so the car can park. The car parked, and right as I parked, a whole tree like fell like right in front of me, and it like literally divided the car and myself away from each other. So if I was anywhere closer to the other car, it would have been like gone time. Like it was so traumatizing. I remember having to like get better, over time. And like when I hear wind, I'd like literally panic or like call somebody to help, text them like, is it today? And they're like, no, no, it's okay. It's just like hard wind. And I realized like, even yesterday I was it was really windy here in St. Louis, and I heard like wind like pushing the window, and I literally stood up and went to stand outside my door, just making sure like nothing hits. But that's something I went through. I know there are people that died through that, and I'm so glad that God protected me. It was very scary. These people that lost their homes, lost their cars, lost their jobs, and it's like you feel for those people. But I'm really grateful that God protected me. I remember calling my mom and telling her, and she's like, "Yo, my child, what is a tornado, gal? What is a tornado?" And I couldn't. I remember like calling and screaming because it just happened. Like I just parked and everything, the skies got clear again. And I was like, Mommy, this happened. And she's like, what are you talking about? And she went on YouTube and she was like watching it. And she's like, wow, you were there. And I was like, I was in it. It's not about me just being there. I was literally in it. I got home and a whole tree fell on the house. Not on the house, but like, that's also God's grace. Like when I tell you, like, and I don't mean to say this like that God doesn't do the same for you guys, but I always like to say like I'm so confident in God because He always comes through and shows up for me. Like that's how confident I am in Him. Like He's my God, my God, my God. He's my daddy, 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 daddy. My provider, protector. He's giving like big G energy. That's my God. Okay. Um, that was something that was really scary, and I think the one that actually surprised me the most this year was I went through something very, very, very tumultuous, and I thought, when you try making a situation seem as small as it can, so that you don't believe that you're actually going through it. That's exactly what I did. But I feel like that was God too, being merciful in making like the mountain look like a little stone, that I'm just gonna kick off. And I remember going through the situation, and if I have to explain it in like a small amount of words, it was someone that I trusted and I could say I loved so much. they were treating me very like disgustingly. It was disgusting, and like always having to ask myself like, do they just do that? Like, do they just say that? Like, and I'm thinking like, no, 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 always making excuses for the person, like, oh no, it's because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like it's not real, it's not true. And like feeling that there was some like bitterness around the situation. And I loved, one thing I can applaud myself for, I loved like how strong I was in Christ. I was so strong, it's not a joke. I was like, if anything happens, I was so glad, like I did what Adam and Eve were supposed to do, which is run to him. I did what the Israelites were supposed to do, which is run to him, which is something that if you don't see it in the Bible, it's always emphasized. Like, he knows there's trials and tribulations your way. He does, like a lot of people believe, like when you go through trials and tribulation, it's run away from God, it's run to him. You are going through moments in your life where you're struggling with like lust, sin, addiction. Listen, he knows you're gonna go through it. Like, he planned your life even before you came into existence, before you even knew that you were being knitted in your mother's womb. He knew your reality. So being put in a position where, sorry, I was just trying to check my mind. Being put in a position where like I knew, like, he sees me, he loves me, and I always just kept running to him. And I'm like, God, I know I'm not crazy. I know this person is doing this. And he always reassured me, like, I know they are doing it to you. But just be still and know that I'm God. And it's something I used to say to myself, like, be still and know that I'm God. I'm so blessed with the thought that I had so much patience for this person. I had so much love for this person. I would be like so surprised that I'm praying and their name is leaving my mouth, and I am claiming, proclaiming peace over their life, love over their life, joy. And I'm like, this is a very contrast as to how they are treating me, but this is what I want for them. And that's because God gave me a lot of grace to understand, like, the picture is always not what it seems. You can think like, oh, this person is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because um you know, they just mean. And no, there's a bigger picture to it. People are literally struggling. They're fighting demons. They're fighting thoughts and ideas and like struggles and that you don't know of. So I feel like God blessed me in the point where I was so patient with this person. I was so loving to this person. I am so proud of myself. I am so proud to see like the Holy Spirit literally lives in me. It was so hard, like, to give the other cheek. You hit the side, like, might as well hit the other side. Like, well, I got to be like Christ, and that's very joyous. I don't want to cry, but it was such a joy to know that I can be like him. I can forgive. I can I just can't be like him. Yo, I'm not gonna do this crying thing on Instagram, like on Facebook, whatever. I'm not doing this. Like, give me a moment. I don't do this. Oh goodness! At least you didn't touch my cheeks, so I really didn't cry. If you didn't touch my cheeks, I didn't cry because it just like stopped in my eyes. So I did good. Oh, I did good. So technically, I haven't cried on Instagram or social media or internet, but yeah, that was the one. And that situation unfortunately led me to something like one of the scariest moments in my life, which was an anxiety attack. I've had anxiety attacks before, but this one is very different. It's very different when you get and this one was also not only different, it was real. Normally, the anxiety attacks I had back home were like, it was like the spur of the moment, but this one was like so much built in, like, hurt. You do something every yo guys. It was just bad. And by God's grace, God sent me such an amazing friend that could tell that something wasn't wrong. I don't know how. I always say I don't know how I drove to a house because I was barely breathing. Emergency came and get me at a house, and went to the hospital. But it was scary because I don't know. I think I on the drive there I called my mom, and like I don't even know how she felt like listening to that call, like the emergency services coming, my friend trying to wake me up and stuff like that. But that's when I realized like mental health is actually real. Even before that, I realized that with my friend that went through something last year, and I was like, mental health is so real, and the devil. You people think you and the devil are mates. The devil is is a real guy. The ideas he puts around you, the situation and I'm so glad like I fought a good fight because any situation that the devil told me about and wanted me to believe, I just kept fighting back with the word of God. Like he would say like stuff, and I'll be like, "That's not what God said about me." Like I talk back. I talk back. Okay. And when he talks to me, I don't even have time to talk to him. I talk to my God. Because one thing about the devil, if you're not talking to God, he's talking to you. So I made sure I always kept talking to God, even in moments where I didn't want to. I was just like so frustrated. I remember driving, I was screaming like Jesus. I was so mad, but I'm so glad he gave me so much peace. Though he gave me so much peace. And anyways, let's get into the juicy stuff. I don't want this video to be too long. It's probably going to be 20 minutes, and I'm going to keep it at that. It's going to be like nice, cutie, or whatever. Um, um. Well, I decided to like just get out of my box and just start talking to somebody. I was talking to somebody, but I mean, like I think I spoke to like two people this year, and I mean it's very like different because like I'm a child of God and I am very obedient to the word of the Lord. So before I start speaking to somebody, I just tell you the truth. Like, listen here, I know what your expectations are and your reality is, and what you want, but unfortunately, I can't give it to you. Having to tell somebody like, hey, I know you might be attracted to me, but we can't do this until the Lord says yes, like which is on the altar after, we say yes to the Lord after marriage, like premarital. Oh, if you got it, you got it. If you didn't, that's not about me. And like that already makes it really hard to talk to somebody because like people think like you can't entertain each other if the element of anything sexual is not involved. So I'm fine with it. Like, if that will cause me to be single, like for a lifer, like I'm gonna go ahead. Like the last thing I can tell you that Each has brought or gives to people so much anxiety. You have to worry about so much. Like you have to worry about like, does he really love me? Doesn't he really love me? Does he is he sick? Isn't he sick? Like he just walked out of bed. Like, does it mean something? I can't handle that anxiety. I don't want it. So I rather just wait on the Lord until He says yes. So I'm vibing here until I say it. So having to go to a situation where you like talk to somebody and you say that, and then it's like it starts talking to you, and then it's like there's some people that feel like they need to still keep talking to you, and then they realize that they actually can't, and they start talking, and like now you're in this place of you've created like not like a bond, but like you've created like this friendship with this person, but unfortunately they can't entertain you. And I'm always like, listen, be real to yourself. The last person you have to be real to is me. So I'm glad you're in a position where you choose yourself. So yeah, that would be like the dating aspect of it. And the last thing I'm gonna say in this video, I'm gonna give you a quick advice. That's quick advice. And I always try being a demure person, like but I can't, guys. Like, have you met me? Like, I have such a vivacious personality, so I can't do like the oh my god, guys, welcome to my no, guys, you gotta find this. Always be authentically yourself. Remember, you don't owe anybody anything. Um, the least you owe people is respect. Give them the respect they deserve. And anything you do, always put your best foot forward. You don't know where your next help will come from. Don't mind my nails, guys. Like, just do you, okay? Um, do your best, with whatever you have. I feel like God has blessed you with enough at the moment because He knew that this enough would be enough for you. So, again, you don't know anybody anything. So you be mindful of always trying to, you know, change yourself, do things to please other people. We're all struggling with something. Sometimes it's lighter than others, sometimes it's harder, but life is real, okay? Do your best. And we managed to finish this video under 20 minutes. And I hope you guys is entertaining as I'd hope it would be. I'm sorry I didn't come with all the makeup and the let me check if this mic is still working, because one thing about these mics, they're gonna drop on you. And you made a 20-minute video and there's no sound. Anyways, guys, love, love, love. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Bye. Okay, we're just gonna wait for the 20 minutes to hit on the dot. 2, 1.